Akira listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. It is day 15. It's Senshuraku, final day of the May Grand Sumo Tournament. Now, it was set up for a big showdown with Kirishima and Wakataka Kage on 11 wins apiece, and the following guys on 10: Yoshino Fuji, Hakano Fuji, Koto Eho, Fuji, Ryoga, and Ura, all on 10 wins. It could have been a very large playoff situation if both Kirishima and Wakataka Kage lost in their regular matches. So let's see how it all panned out. Hakano Fuji on 10 wins faced Fuji Cien. Fuji Cien was on 7 wins looking for his Kachikoshi. Hakano Fuji looking to put himself in the race. Now, setting up for this match, Hakano Fuji was sweeping outside his foot marks. I did think at the time, I thought, is he setting up for Henka? Well, blow me down if Hakano Fuji doesn't jump to the side and let Fuji Cien fly forward into thin air, a Henka to finish his tournament on 11 wins for Hakano Fuji. Dirty pool. Yoshino Fuji and Koto Eho, both on 10 wins, they faced off. Yoshino Fuji gets a left outside belt off the tachiai, uses it to control Koto Eho. He gives up the belt and goes under the arm to control Koto Eho to the bales, forces him over, but he has really good balance. It looked like he was going to overbalance there and go over himself, but he had this really good sense to widen out his stance, get his feet wide, ensure he didn't go over first. Yorakiri win for Yoshino Fuji. He is in the race on 11 wins. Next up, Wakataka Kage faced Fuji Ryoga. Wakataka Kage on 11 wins, looking to give himself the best chance of winning depending on Kirishima's match. Now, it was a good tachiai. Wakataka Kage got a hand on the right body as Fuji Ryoga is pushing forward, but he's too far forward on his feet. Wakataka Kage used that right hand under the arm of Fuji Ryoga. He really pushed it down to the side of his body, and I didn't think he'd get that much purchase, but he did. Fuji Ryoga was really far forward. His feet didn't follow him, and Wakataka Kage used that right hand to pull him down. Look, they called it a Sakashi, an undershoulder swing down as Fuji Ryoga went down flat. You could probably argue that or a Suki Atoshi thrust down. 12 wins for Wakataka Kage is a really great situation for him. Basically, to force a playoff, Kirishima needs to beat Ura. If Kirishima lost his match, Wakataka Kage would be the winner of the Yusho. And look, they faced off, Kirishima and Ura, and what a short, sharp match it was. Kirishima caught Ura's left arm off the tachiai, used his right leg to sweep Ura's feet from under him. At the same time, Kirishima issued a devastating left hand to Ura's neck and just blasted him sideways. Ura goes airborne down to the ground in spectacular fashion. Ura loses, but he loses properly as he flew backwards without his feet under him. It was quite the move. Kirishima forces the playoff with Wakataka Kage. The others, they're all out of the race, and so they go and have a break and set up. Takes 10 minutes for them to return to the ring for the playoff match. Now, remember, Kirishima dealt with Wakataka Kage easily the other night in regular time, just taking him to the bales and over. Tonight, it was a bit of an anticlimax as Wakataka Kage returned the favour, wrapping up Kirishima off the tachiai, driving him to the bales and over easily. Not sure what happened there. A little bit, just missed it, a little bit overpowered by Wakataka Kage. Either way, that is the second Yusho for Wakataka Kage, denting Kirishima's Yokozuna rope run hopes. Wakataka Kage is a bit emotional as he walks down the Hanamichi, meets up with his Tsukubitos after the match. I'm a big fan of Wakataka Kage, and he truly does deserve this Yusho. The effort he has done to return to the Senyaku and win this Yusho, he did his knee a couple of years ago. Injury forced him out of the Senyaku. It's been a patchy return ever since, but this was an excellent finish. Well done to Wakataka Kage for his second Yusho. Other matches tonight, Atami Fuji. He used his bulk to force Ashoma back and over. Finally, he worked out. He's a big boy. Atami Fuji, 9 wins, Ashoma on 8. Kota Shoho, he dealt with Tsuranumi in a good thrusting match, but he waited to just the right moment to wait for Tsurunumi too far forward on his feet. He felt him really leaning forward, and Kota Shoho just grabbed the back of his head and thrust him down. 9 wins, Kota Shoho, and that secured both Atami Fuji and Kota Shoho as Sekiwakes in July. And we'll also see Wakataka Kage get up from Komusubi and Aonishiki drop down from Ozeki. So 4 Sekiwakes. Fujinokawa, he did the dirty on a struggling Wakamoto Haru and hankered him. Rude, 7 wins for Fujinokawa, 5 wins for Wakamoto Haru. Ichi Yamamoto, he dealt with Shodai, who didn't get anything going in a thrusting match. Both of those finished on 6 and 9, but Ichi will be very happy that his hero Wakataka Kage won the Yusho. Roga finished Gonayama's bad second week with a Yoriteyoshi crush down win on the bales. They both went over. Wakanosho finished his good week with a good effort to keep Asaha Koryu off the belt. Asaha Koryu tried to charge and found thin air as Wakanosho found the moment to push him through, and over he went over the bales. 9 wins Wakanosho, 5 wins for Asaha Koryu. Kimbozan finally remembered that he has big, long arms, and he used them to thrust Tobizaru around the ring and over the bales. Good on him. And Shishi showed he is the desperation fighter that we know he is. Few close calls on the bales and on the belt against Ryuden, but he eventually got the better of Ryuden, forced him over Yorikiri. 6 wins. Look, that might just save Shishi for July. So that's it for day 15, folks. A different setup for me in July, as I will be in Japan at the time. I'm going to day 1 of the Basho at the new Nagoya Stadium. Look for a special little preview episode in Japan before I start the Basho from an unusual location. But otherwise, thank you for joining me as usual. I did meet and talk to a few of my listeners at the live podcast recording tonight in Melbourne with Sumo Mainichi. It's always great to meet people who love sumo. That's it for now, folks. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.